from my hotel, but it was on Main Street, a couple blocks south of Beale Street, and it was a gay club. And it's the first time in my life that I'd ever played at a gay club. And it was great. It was a wonderful place, and it was a great sound system, and there was a lot of people there. I was well received, sold some CDs. So it was a lot of fun. But I didn't play very well because I didn't get a lot of quality sleep the night before, because I didn't go to Memphis to sleep. I went there to play the music and make connections. And I did a couple of radio interviews with people like yourself that have internet broadcast shows. And it was a lot of fun. I didn't advance, but I became friends with the band from D.C., which is the Jose Ramirez Band. His album is coming out in a few days. It's called Here I Come. He actually won second place. He got all the way to the finals and took second place. So we went to support him in the semifinals and the finals. And I got to know him before we even went to Memphis, because we had the DC Blues Society had the solo competition and the band competition on the same night. And I competed first, and I got to watch all the bands play. And they did a big thing with the winners, and I got to know him, and we stayed in touch. And he's a great guy. He's from Costa Rica. He's maybe 33 by now. He's a young guy and really soulful player and singer. And he is the wave of the future. He could be the next big thing on the blues scene, because he's really, really good. Unfortunately for me, he just moved from D.C. to Tampa for various reasons. And we were scheduled, this was one of the gigs that got canceled. We were supposed to perform together, me solo, and then him, and we were going to maybe work something out. Maybe I was going to sit in with his band, because I know a bunch of the guys in his band.
Yeah.
That was the DC Blues Society was having a welcome home party it was late March, and that got canceled. And that was a big bummer, because that was going to be a well-paying, well-attended gig that I was going to just do solo. And then I mentioned earlier off the air that I started a band because my CD did so well. I started getting requests for band performances, so I put a band together at the end of last summer, and we started to do really well. We were getting gigs. We were getting good gigs, good paying gigs, good visibility gigs, and the world went nuts, and everything got put on hold, and everything got canceled.
Yeah, your awesome CD. A Highway Cruise.
Yeah, my CD. Highway Cruise, yeah. We were cruising, and the highway got pulled out from under us.
I say that because, yes, everybody on my show, everybody got to get out and buy these things, you know. It was one of the things when I first started doing this show, I just having a fun time of music. I can remember when I was 3 years old, like you were saying, life is a timestamp of music, you know. And that must be a great time. Now, that International Blues Challenge for everybody, they're coming all over the world. Every state's got one. I've talked to Mark Harmon and Dean Miller, and they're coming from Minnesota. And Bridget Purdy, I know she came last year, and Meg Williams and Tiffany Pollack and all of them were all jamming. Benny Turner, I think, with the Betsy Brown, I believe.
Yeah, I met all three of those performers at the showcase, and I bought Tiffany Pollack. She's the one, the young woman from New Orleans, I think, right?
Yes, she is. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a great singer, great CD. I forget it. And that's another reason I go to Memphis Music, which is on Beale Street, and I spend hundreds of dollars buying CDs and music and albums, because they have hard to find stuff, and they have a lot of independent label, small label stuff there. Great stuff. And I met all of them, and it was a great time. Like I said, I winning, sure, but look at the bands that won and the solo guy that won. All the gigs have been canceled. So how big of a bummer would that be if you won and you get booked to play the Chicago Blues Festival in June, and it's been canceled?
Right, because this happened. In February, January is when this was, so all the welcome home shows are going to be in March, May, June, July this summer. To congratulate you, because then it all starts to cycle again to next winter. Right,
because then the competitions start again in think you have to have it by October 15th or something. So for the local affiliates, and I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think I'm ever going to compete again. But I got what happens every time I go, I get inspired and I write a couple of songs, and that happened again this time. So I can't complain. Like I said, it's about having fun. It's about meeting people. It's about spreading the word. I gave away a couple hundred cards. I gave away probably 50 CDs. I didn't sell any CDs this time. So I didn't actually put CDs up for sale. That's another story. But met some great people. The future of the blues is solid. There's a lot of young people. I met a bunch of guys in their 20s that are phenomenal players already. And there's going to be great music for years to come, and that's what's important. So let's hope we can come back from this crazy time and people can keep doing what they're doing, including me, and keep the music alive. Just music in general, but especially the blues.
Yeah, definitely need that now. And I'll tell you what, let's get to a track off of A Highway Cruise. The tune is going to be Whiskey for Blood. Good one. We need a whiskey. Thank
Great.
you. Thank you, bro.
Based on a true story.
I woke up this morning, I couldn't find my traveling shoes. I woke up this morning, I couldn't find my traveling shoes. And now I'm lying here barefoot, and my body's got the blues. Sometimes when I've been drinking, I don't remember the night before. When I've been drinking, I forget the night before. But I know I drank too much when I wake up on the floor. I get so drunk at night, sometimes I fall down in the mud. I get so drunk, I fall down right in the mud. I do so much drinking, my veins got whiskey for blood. And my baby shouts and hollers, she tells me I'd better change my life. Baby shout and holler, tell me I got to change my life. I don't think that she loves me, all we do is fight. up this morning with an ache in my head. I think I'll call in sick to work. I'm gonna crawl back to bed.
Oh, thank you very much. There it is. A little whiskey for blood, huh, JP?
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Oh yeah, gotta love it. That one always gets a rise out of the crowd. Based on a true story. Wrote that song hungover one day. I said, it's actually was. I think I saw. I'm going to date myself here, but I think it was an episode of MASH in the early '70s where Alan Alda as Hawkeye Pierce got sick in the operating room, and someone asked him what the problem was, and he said, I think there's just too much blood in my scotch. And that's stuck with me for, however, that's 50 years at this point. So I found a way to put it into a song, and it worked out.
Well, yeah, Hawkeye and those guys back then, that's what they were doing. Their little stills they had made all the time. Part of the match.
Yeah, that was the first couple of seasons of that show are hysterical. Absolutely hysterical.
Yeah, they changed characters quite a lot of times, but yeah, MASH, of course, that was famous. That was the number one closing show, might even be still yet, percentage-wise.
Yeah.
Like 81. I
can remember the final episode. I was in high school when the final episode aired.
And then, of course, it wasn't as good as it should have been, and we're disappointed, and how do you end something after all that time and so many different characters? Yeah. And, what a great... And a theme. Man. Cool stuff, MASH, yeah. You never know where the hoop goes. You were talking about MASH. I love it, bro.
That's funny because I just remembered this will bring it all back full circle, is that my mother sometime in the 70s bought a guitar for my father, a little classical guitar for a Christmas present, and he never played it. My mom tried to learn, but I picked it up and found that I could actually make music come out of it just naturally. And then I went to junior high, and this is in the 70s, in the later 70s.
Yeah.
And we had music class, and every Wednesday was guitar day. And the way my school worked, they were basically electives, although you didn't get to choose. It was music, home ec, shop, and art. And you even though the school was divided into semesters, these electives were divided into quarters, and so you'd have 2 a semester. And in music, so you'd go every day, like fifth period, every day would be music for a quarter, and then it would be art or whatever. Then it would be home ec and shop. And they taught us guitar. They gave us class guitar lessons, and the first thing they taught us to play was the theme for MASH. And I think, if I recall, the title of that song is "Suicide is Painless," maybe. You remember the theme.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking, yeah.
And it has words, and it's a real song, but, the way they played it for the TV show was instrumental.
Oh, that's awesome stuff, man. Great story. And, yeah, you're bringing it back to music that you had in school. And everybody's been influenced by that. And now this